getting any sense of reality. It doesn't add up. It seems made up. It seems fake as all hell, but I am entertained. Wagwan, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. I hope you decide to stick around. Hit that subscribe button if you'd like to see more videos like this one. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you don't like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs down button. But I hope you do like it. Without further ado, let's talk about what we're here to talk about. Love During Lockup, episode 66. With Santiba last week, we saw that she was having doubts about how Talsi really feels about her, because he was telling her one story, but then she's getting this feeling like maybe something was up, because he suddenly called her out of the blue and told her that she's not supposed to come to Georgia, she's not supposed to move or do anything because things have changed and maybe he's not getting out of jail. So even though she was very much still in Talsi's court, she had her little feelings, but she was still in denial on the surface. And this week we see her going shopping for Talsi with her mom, and she decides to call Talsi's mom, and Talsi's mom had to break the news to her that, hey, her son is cheating on you. Like, Talsi has a girlfriend, he is with another woman, and he's already out of jail, he's already out of prison. So whatever the situation is, she doesn't really have all the information, but she's just basically letting Santiba down, I guess, easily. But I don't know, for some reason this is like one of the first time I've watched Love After Lockup, and I'm just like, I really feel for this person. I feel for Santiba, because she got so emotional, and I actually felt it. It felt like it was real. It felt like this person actually liked, or I guess according to Santiba, she loved Talsi, and now she's getting this information that not only was Talsi seeing another woman, but he's already out of jail, and the other woman must have picked him up or something of the sort. But I have to say, for someone from Portland, Maine, Santiba has heavy vocal fry as if she's from California, like the Valley or something. Santiba also decided to call her friends, and they all started, I guess, stalking Talsi's new Facebook page, because it seemed like maybe he somewhat, I don't know if he necessarily blocked her, but she said that she couldn't find his Facebook page, and she found one with him and this other girl, and it says that he's engaged. So seems like he's been playing her this entire time. Santiba is just hurting herself even more, because, you know, when you lurk, you get hurt. Another person who's having reality hit them in the ass is Haley. Haley went to Buzz last week, and she found out that Dalton was possibly giving money to his ex, the money that Haley was giving to Dalton. So she thinks that she's helping out Dalton by putting money on his books, but it turns out that he's actually taking that money and giving it to his ex. And she just feels so betrayed, and she just feels terrible about the situation. So she goes over and talked to Dalton's mom this week, and Dalton's mom is basically like, yo, my son ain't shit. I told you a long time ago that you can't put all your eggs in this basket, because that boy is up to no good. And now she's like, but I guess my middle name was Naive. I'm like, yeah, we can all tell. And it's very interesting that Dalton's mom said the same thing that I was thinking. Like, Dalton is the type of guy who uses women who are like Haley, because Haley seems like someone who you can convince a lot of different things. She seems very naive, and it just seemed like she was a lick for Dalton, at least. So Indy and Harry, they're just going just nowhere fast. They have absolutely no plans what they're doing. They're just coming up with ideas in the moment and just going along with it, just flying by the seat of her pants. And it just seems so it's partially made up. Like, you can definitely tell that in these sections, a lot of it is just so made up. the previous episode, we saw her mom and her brother try to reenact the whole kidnapping that Harry did and robbery. And it was just so unnecessary. It was unnecessary. I guess they were trying to show her or put her in the position of the person who got robbed and kidnapped. And it's just like, I don't think a reenactment is really going to help her. I don't think a reenactment is going to do much for Indy, since she already know that he already did the kidnapping and robbery, and that doesn't faze her because it wasn't domestic violence. So reenacting the scene does not help the situation. It does not make her think any less of Harry. So that was just unnecessary for me, and just all for drama and TV attention. Just like the hotel that they got when they first got to Ohio. Because look around, the hotel room that she's in, or that her brother and his girlfriend or whatever is in, is a completely different hotel, a better space than where they got into the first night. So a lot of it is just made up for drama and attention. They're losing me. They're losing me slowly. And the thing is, I feel like they have a lot to give within their relationship, TV wise, but the whole setting up these little fake scenarios and all this drama is just, it's doing too much, but it's not giving. Like, if you're gonna do that much, it needs to give a little. Speaking of giving a little, but we didn't actually see a lot from her, so I guess a little is is the right word. Ty and Hottie / Boston. That whole situation is a hot mess, and I feel like we're we're getting a lot within a little, and it's so ridiculous. We're fresh off of last week's episode where we saw Boston explaining herself of why she's doing this, and now we have Ty, who called over Boston to meet her. Wait for it. At the funeral home. You call over somebody who you know stands as a potential to cause problems, like a fight, and you call them over to your new job. Your job at a funeral home. You're calling someone over to meet you at your job at a funeral home to fight. Honey, the ridiculousness is like up there. First, Ty did say that she thought that if she called Boston over to the funeral home, it would be intimidating to her. Like, she would feel like, oh, it's a funeral home, maybe I should be scared. But why would you bring somebody to fight at your job? It makes absolutely no sense to me. I don't think it makes sense to anybody, especially a new job. I don't shame people on the way they're dressed, but okay, you are going to call someone over to fight outside of your new job. You're barely wearing anything. You're wearing a crop top that's tied together by a string in the middle, and you're going in to fight on camera in front of your job at a funeral home. It's just... But am I entertained? Absolutely, I am entertained. This mess with Ty, that's the only thing I'm getting. I'm not getting any sense of reality. It doesn't add up. It seems made up. It seems fake as all hell, but I am entertained. And that's what we're here for. And finally, we get to see Gabby. Last week, Gabby was dealing with the same situation she's been dealing with for the past 2-3 episodes, of trying to see if she can get in contact with Chris and find out when he's gonna get out of jail. And this week was basically the same thing, except this week, on her way to meet with Chris's mom, she gets a call from one of Chris's friends inside of jail, who told her that Chris is getting out the next day, or maybe the feds aren't gonna be waiting for him because they did a transfer and he went to a different jail, or went to a different prison. So maybe he will be getting out tomorrow. And instead of relaying the information to the mother and the sister as how she heard it, that it's not set in stone, it's not a guarantee that he will be coming out the next day, she goes to them and she's telling them that Chris is supposed to come out tomorrow because it seems like the feds aren't going to be doing anything. And I'm like, let's be real. If the feds are moving in, you're likely not going to have an idea. You're not going to know. And even if you do have an idea that they're going to move in, you don't know how they're going to move in and what they're going to request. So this whole idea that because they moved him to a new prison, it means that he will not be taken by the feds somewhere else. It doesn't really make sense or add up, but you know, they gotta do it for the show. So instead, she asks the mom if she's willing to drive up to Fishkill with her. And the mom was like, nah. She doesn't really trust this whole idea of going there and just unsure. But the sister said, yeah, she's willing to drive up with Gabby. And now they're sharing a hotel room together. And it's just, the tension is there. Gabby feels as if she needs to let these people know that she's here to stay, and regardless of how they feel about her, they need to get with the program. And the sister is just like, all right, we understand how you feel, but is that how Chris feels? And is that the reality that's going to happen when Chris gets out of jail? I don't think it is, but Gabby sure think it is. So she confronts the sister about how the family feels like she's a gold digger. And the sister explains to her, yeah, because when you came to this family, or when you came into Chris's life, a lot of it centered around money. He was giving you money. So why wouldn't we believe that money is an influence in why this relationship is still a thing? And then Gabby in the confessional is telling them that this is our money. She's saying to the cameras, this is our money. It doesn't matter what his family think about what I do with our money, because this is our money. Young lady, it's not our money. It's Chris's money. Even if he give you some, I don't know where Chris get all this money, because this whole 150K or whatever it was, it seemed like that stretched way too long to have been only 150K. No. If he gave you 60, nah, boo. It was well over that. I'm gonna assume. Granted, I understand that maybe he did get a payout of 150 in the lawsuit, but he definitely had money from somewhere else. It don't add up. It does not add up. But this whole our money situation is just not, it's not it, girl. You're not even married yet. And they showed the previews for Love After Lockup, and I saw Indy on there and a bunch of other new people, and I didn't see Gabby. So all I'm saying is, Gabby, honey, you sure you're getting married when Chris get out? You sure Chris getting out in the first place? But are you sure y'all getting married when he does get out? Ask yourself that, because you're doing a lot and you might not get anything in return for it. That's been the review for Love During Lockup, episode 66, season 3. Thanks for watching. Thank you for spending your time here. I hope it was worth it. But anyway, have a good day, night, or whatever.